Hello, let's play Wordle for Thursday, July 9th. Yesterday we spun the wheel. It said to start with snowy, so we will. All right, just an N. Common letters, T, R. We need the N, L, E, or A would be good. Why don't we go train today? That sounds fun. All right, well, N is still yellow. We have an A somewhere. So I'm thinking like AN. Something like dance comes to mind. Lance would better because it gets the L instead of the D. All right, maybe dance would have been better in retrospect. Let's see. Still haven't placed the N, by the way. We could start with N, and then we could do like an E and then an A here. What does that, though? What's the other option? The problem is EA. EA would have to go here if we do EA. And that would force N first. Which doesn't look very good. So I think the E and A split up. So maybe it is EA here. The N is forced first if we do that, though. So we're back to this. What's another option? Because I don't see a word. There's not even like opportunity to repeat letters, so it's not that. If I don't want the N first, it goes here. So where do the E and A go if I do that? Maybe something like A and then EN. Oh, amend. I'm pretty sure amend was it, but we'll find out. All right, cool. That worked out well. Amend in 4. All right, well, let's spin the members wheel. See what we're going to start with tomorrow. It is Salon, suggested by Lori Piper. All right, well, if you're following along, tomorrow we'll start with Salon, and let's check with the bot. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what just happened there. The answer was amend. And we started with snowy. So, snowy can lose on this situation. Yellow S, green Y. Makes sense. That Y at the end is already pretty trappy. The S doesn't help. The S restricts what else we can find. But anyway, the N was yellow. It's just rain or tin. Rain is the best. Tinge, range, grain. I did train. Wow, grain is better than train, apparently. But I did train. Who knew? Oh, it says train would have lost on the aunt trap and the unch trap. That's interesting. So getting the G, so the T doesn't. T helps with taunt actually. Okay, I feel like it's just not fully analyzed, this one, because if Gaunt doesn't lose on Jaunt, then Taunt shouldn't either. But I don't know. Anyway, Unch Trap. I don't know why the G would help. Yeah, so I think this just isn't fully analyzed. I did Lance after this, which is on the list. It is actually tied for second if you look at these. And then Amend was the only option. There were 6 unlikelies. Abeng, Buena, Ebena, Epena, Quena, and Vina. All right, so yeah, Amend was the only reasonable guess there. It would have done Rain. Gets that E and N there. We do Panel or Plane, and that gives us the answer. So Panel and Plane both completely disambiguate all of these options, which is insane. You can see that you kind of want to do Panel or Plane because they get each other. They're otherwise a trap that you're gonna have to do 2 guesses, up to 2 guesses for. But yeah, I don't know if I want to analyze why it distinguishes every word, but it does. And so then we're down to just amend, of course, as I said. It likes to start with tails. Beard. Easy to remember if you watch me after tails, if you do that. A head or amend. So it could get amend right away. Otherwise, it's going to do something like a head and then get amend right after. All right. Steal, another Sally anagram. Just get amend in 2. Why not? It's the perfect guess, apparently. All right. So steal gets it in 2. That's nice. Adieu, most common starting word. Oh, yeah. The starting A with a D. There's only 4 answers left in that E. There's a bode, a head, amend, and an anode. So a lot of people are probably getting amend in 2, but some people are unfortunately getting it in 3, probably. All right, audio. Also very similar here. We could get it in 2 or 3. So I guess today's a get it in 2 day for several starters. Stare is another common starter. I don't think it gets it in 2. We go glean. So I guess that G is prioritized. It's interesting. And then we could get amend in 3. Otherwise, we're getting it in 4 guaranteed. All right. Pert tries to get it in 2. Ooh, 1 in 102 chance. Unfortunately, amend is not the best. Angel is the best. And then it's only amend. So we get a 3. And finally, tarps is what the official bot starts with. We're going to go algae, which will give us that A and the E, yellow. And then just amend is the best guess. We get it in 3. There were 4 answers left, and amend was the only one that distinguished them all. All right, well, let's pull up the official bot. I'm going to take my screenshot first. All right, and we'll call this amend. Did I beat the bot? All right. Give me a 96 skill score. We start with snowy, 217. Train is by far the most common follow-up. Plain, plant, crane, trend, clean, plain, print, learn, and rain. Now, what word went best? Crane went best, followed by, and tied with clean. So crane and clean. And then learn was a 1.8. Everything else is over 2. All right. So we'll give it 95 for train, 93 for lance, and of course 99 for getting the answer right. Tarps alone amend. That feels different, isn't it? Yeah, algae. Okay. 0.3 started with amend. 11.8, 55.3, 89.4, 98.7, greater than 99. All right, so people really aren't losing on amend. How many got it in 2? 11.8 got it in 2. 1 or 2. I don't know if that's high or not. Actually, I don't remember what it usually is. All right, upload that. All right, in regular mode, 95. Plain beats train in regular mode. Plain, train, night, plant, trend, adieu. Of course, learn, plain, never, great. Wow. So adieu just does really well today. So it's a 1.1 after adieu. Nothing else is a 1 or below. Or below 1, below 2, I mean. 1 or below. Yeah. Slate ramen amend. Nice. 0.4 started with amend. 10% got it in 2. 46.3. 80.5. 95.1. 99. All right. So not a greater than 99. It's 99.0. All right. Well, how'd you do?